Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 208. It is Thursday today. Hot and humid and pretty here in Cincinnati. The sun is kind of shining through some clouds, so it's sort of hazy and warm, but so good. I did my meditation outside and just had sunshine on me and the birds singing in the background, and it was just such a beautiful way to begin my day. So we're sort of continuing with this theme of wormholes from yesterday and light and expansion. I thought I had an idea of what we were going to be looking at together, and the title that came through just right before I started this is light expansions. And so I'm going to try to describe what I'm feeling, and then we'll just see where it goes. So in the movie Interstellar, when they were showing the movement through space-time, it's a scientific fiction movie, and the spaceship goes out to find a new place for humans to live because the Earth is destroying itself. And so they're moving through all these different wormholes and they didn't go into the black hole, but around the black hole and around all these planets. And so there's a lot of science information, physics information that the astronauts are sharing in the movie. And, you know, as a non-scientist, it's kind of interesting to hear what they're saying and sort of get it, but not really get it. But then what they're illustrating when they go in and out of these different planets and places kind of shows you what they're talking about with the science. And so when I was looking at all this information about wormholes yesterday and trying to understand something that I don't even think scientists really fully understand. I don't think humans really understand what happens out in the universe, the galaxies, the solar systems. I think we guess, but I don't know if we really know, and I don't know how reliable our evidence actually is. You know, a lot of the movie, what they were looking at was evidence that data that astronauts who had gone out on trial missions had been sending back to Earth about the planets that they had landed on. And there's this whole thing about the data. Is the data even accurate? Is it even being submitted properly? You know, like, how do we actually know? How do we really know what's happening out in the universe when we live in this atmosphere, in this bubble here on Earth? And so I've just been sort of playing with that idea of how much of it is scientific fact and how much of it is still just mystery and guessing and intuitively feeling what might be possible. So when astrologists are translating how they feel the lineup of all the planets and solar system shifts are impacting us or are guiding us here on humanity, here on Earth as humanity, there's a way that we can align with that information and follow it, but there's still this place within each of us where we get to choose, we get to discern, we are allowed to interpret and then have our own belief system and use that to guide what our actions are, what our choices are. So when I was thinking about all of this, and this is just like random thoughts that come up in my mind as I move through my day. I don't sit in my chair for hours and hours and ponder the mysteries of the universe. There's too much stuff to do here on Earth. I was saying to my friend earlier, like, Yeah, I can talk about wormholes, and also I've got to go to the grocery store and get groceries, and we're going to clean the house, and I've got a circle here tomorrow night to prepare for and clients, and like there's this real life I'm living, and there's also this part of me that wants to know: are we in a wormhole? What's a wormhole look like? What does it feel like? How do we navigate it? How do we know if everyone's navigating it? The duality of Gemini living here in the physical body that has to eat and sleep and go to the bathroom and live life, and then also like tracking wormholes. It's really funny sometimes when we allow ourselves to look at how we live our lives. uh, so what has started this whole idea for me of light expansions, or the way I got to this title today? One of my friends yesterday was telling me, after she listened to the wormhole episode, she said, Stephanie, gosh, I'm going to say her name wrong again, the woman from the Cosmic Path, she had heard her describe a wormhole as a sideways elevator. And I thought that was such a great description. And so this morning when I was doing my run, I was thinking about the sideways elevator idea. And I remembered when I went to Las Vegas years ago, before I had children, for work, and I stayed at the Pyramid Hotel, the one that's like a triangle pyramid shape. And the rooms literally have an angled window and ceiling so that everything is slanted up towards the top of the pyramid. The coolest part about the whole building is that the elevators are called inclinators, and they go horizontal, up and horizontal. So when you're ascending the floors, you're going up it at an angle, and so you're sort of in a sideways elevator. It goes up, but it's going sideways at the same time. And so I was thinking about that today, and I was like, it's amazing. We have, I believe many of us as souls in human bodies, when we ponder life and the mysteries of the universe, we believe that we go up and out, right? We ascend, we come up out of our bodies, up out of our heads, and we leave as a spiritual, ethereal being and go back to the heavens, which are outside of Earth. And so everything's up and out. And when I was thinking about this idea of a sideways elevator, a wormhole is horizontal, it's not vertical. I was reminded of this part in Interstellar. There were two parts actually, and I don't want to ruin the movie if you haven't seen it, because it's well worth the watch. There's one scene where the astronaut, right, one of them, as they're first going out into this exploration to find a new home for Earth, for humans on Earth, she puts her hand out to touch this energy that she can feel outside of the spaceship as they're moving through this incredibly fast speed. She puts her hands out, her finger, and it's like through the dimensions of space-time, these beings from the other side reach out and touch her fingertip. And so it's this horizontal connection. It's like reaching your arms out, like your heart chakra, right? You expand your heart chakra by stretching your arms wide, wide, wide. And so you stretch it all the way out, and then this other level of consciousness touches you at your fingertip. So it's that same sideways elevator idea. And then at the end of the movie, there's a beautiful description, a beautiful illustration where they show that wormhole, that bending of time. But again, it's horizontal. It's not, leaving your body and going up and out. It's a horizontal connection. So as I'm pondering all of that in my meditation before making this podcast, I was thinking about titles. I'm like, yeah, maybe the title is inclinators. This idea that we're expanding sideways, we're going through wormholes that are horizontal, that are not vertical, meaning the messengers of love, or the experiences of love that are going to help us, bend time, or create a new version of who we are and what our lives look like over the summer, bringing our dreams into reality. It's going to happen through people right by our side, through humans that are right here next to us, and experiences that are right here, reachable at our fingertips. We don't have to go out into the universe to create whatever magical dreams we want to create, like we do them right here horizontally, expanding our capacity sideways. And so as I was thinking about that title and that idea, right before I started recording the podcast, I got a no. When I was muscle testing, nope, it's not inclinators. I'm like, okay, it's definitely about expansion, right? This wormhole feels like it's expanding love. It's expanding our dreams. It's expanding who we want to be in this lifetime. So I got it for sure, yes, on expansions. And then the word light just popped in. I'm like, it's light expansions. What does that mean, right? Light expansions. And what I saw right away is, the scenes in Star Wars where they move through the speed of light, or they move through the tunnels, where they're traveling space-time. I don't even know quite the right word scientifically to describe it. But they show like you're going in a tunnel and there's all these rings of light and they're just popping, and the spaceship is like flying through this tunnel and light is just like exploding horizontally sideways out from the movie theater screen. As you're watching the movie, it's like boom, 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 like all these circles of light are just opening and expanding and popping, and the spaceship just keeps flying faster and faster forward. There is a moment like that in Interstellar, many moments like that, but one specifically towards the end of the movie where it was light expansion. They reached this place in the wormhole or the black hole or whatever they were at, and it just became these rings of light. That's the feeling I have of where we sit right now energetically. It's like we're sitting inside the driver's seat of our own experience. We're firmly here at the control booth of our own life, and we decide how fast we want the gas pedal to be pushed. And the faster we push it, or the more clear we are on the direction we're going, or the more joy we feel as we're starting this adventure, it's like these rings of light are just going to pop open around us, not up in the sky, like right here horizontally, are going to pop open, and we're just going to start zooming through this adventure we're taking this summer. I mean, it's a feeling. I'm trying to translate a feeling, so I don't really expect that we're all going to climb into a spaceship and start flying horizontally through light speed time here on Earth. That's not what I'm saying. It's the feeling inside of anticipation and excitement and confidence. Confidence like, I know where I want my adventure to take me over the summer. I know what I want it to feel like. I want it to feel like I'm in that spaceship and the rings are just popping open around me, and there's all this joy and love and magic that's happening that doesn't make sense. It's not logical, theory, science-based shifts that are happening in our world. It's illogical, cool, crazy, awesome things that are happening. Those unexpected coincidences, the conversations that suddenly you're talking to someone who has exactly what it is you've been looking for, and you share this idea you have with someone in the grocery store when we're doing our human things going to the grocery store and suddenly that person tells you exactly the answer of where you're headed for your next answer. It's like in Field of Dreams where, he just trusted the first sign, and then he followed where it took him. And then boom, there's another sign. And then he followed that one. And suddenly everything is falling into place. That's what it feels like. Light expansions. To me, that feels like right here in this body, in this life you're already living. The rings of light are just going to start popping open around us. And these amazing coincidences are going to come together and happen, and the things that we've been wanting to create are literally going to be created right here in our journeys we're in right now. And we're going to be amazed at it. We're going to be amazed, and then we'll be talking about the amazement, and that'll spark someone else to have their light expansions start to pop open, and like we're all just having these amazing experiences and sharing them, and it's just so cool. So cool. So that's the feeling I have that I'm translating and sending out. It's the signal I'm sending out to all of you to ping us awake, or to pop open some more of those rings of light. And yeah, stay grounded, I guess, would be my biggest nugget or suggestion is, stay grounded in your body, stay grounded in your schedule, do the things that you need to do to take care of your human life, and allow some of the magic to happen while you're doing that. Good stuff. Okay. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Thank you for tuning into this vibration of pure love. I invite you to join me in aligning with the optimal health of your mind, body, spirit in the virtual community of Viv's Energy Gym. You can learn more at mysouljourney.com. Let's take this message of Gaia's love out into all of our relationships and communities today. So much love from my heart to yours.